Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Yusuf and you're now watching TVS News at 5. Let us begin with our top story. Continued government support is needed towards a more sustainable and resilient tourism economy, as destination and tourism businesses are addressing the long-term implications of the crisis due to COVID-19, in which reliable and consistent indicators are needed to evaluate the effectiveness of programs and initiatives and monitor progress on tourism recovery and resilience. Risk-based solutions to safely lift travel restrictions and get the international tourism ecosystem back up and running must be reliable. And to have a better understanding on the impact of the new SOPs, I'll be joined by Madam Audrey Wan Ulok, the President of Sarawak Tourism Federation. Now, Madam Audrey, what's the response like from STF and other industry players, and would we see more international tourists arrive in Sarawak?
Okay, thank you, Yusuf. Yes, I think our members, I did a quick check with a lot of our members, the travel agents, ground handling travel agents, hoteliers, and all were very happy with this news because they feel that this is really going to invigorate back the tourism industry. So, and especially they were very happy that, a lot of the SOPs, especially for foreigners coming in, are relaxed. One of the issues that although borders were open, one of the issues that was deterring a lot of foreigners from coming in was they had to do the COVID test, they had to, to take insurance coverage and all that. So it actually deterred them, and it didn't encourage them to come to our part of the world. So I think they were very burdensome, all these SOPs. Although they mean well, they were very burdensome, especially for our foreigners. So with the lifting of all these, I think this is going to help a lot, and it will make tourists think twice about. I think it will be more friendly, and I feel that it's going to be good for the industry because we will see probably more arrivals coming, and it's quite timely because this is the middle of the year is usually the heavier tourist season, summer, especially for the Europeans coming here. So I think that this is also going to be points that will be in our favor. But of course, having said that, we must also think that we still ground handling agents. We have to practice, do best practices and ensure that the safety, and they have to be vigilant and just make sure that that they still have to be careful because the virus is here. It has not gone away. It is here to stay. Although our immunity is stronger with vaccinations and all, but we still have to exercise caution so that everybody can come and holiday and and go back happily, that there wouldn't be any incidents, there wouldn't be any sickness and things like that. So, but I think basically the industry is very thankful to the Minister of Health for having announced all this, which we see really are really very, very good for the tourism industry and for arrivals to pick up.
Thank you, Madam Audrey. Now, as we slowly transition into the endemic phase with more relaxation on SOPs, many are excited. However, question looms, are we really ready for this, bearing the responsibility to live life as in pre-pandemic? Or is there more for humanity to find out about this virus? To answer this, we got in touch with the advisor of Sarawak SME Association, Dr. Raymond Jolly, earlier, who gave us a little of his insights.
For the lifting of the mask requirement, as announced by YBKJ, I believe this approach is to still reduce the probability of communicable disease outspread with minimal degree of caution without limiting movement and productive activity, without restriction from freedom of movement and communication such as unhindered space and imposed breathing apparatus. The human condition will benefit mentally and physically. A happy person is normally more productive than a person living under fear or limited freedom. This, of course, I agree to in the process of national recovery from the pandemic, where, in hindsight, the country has to go through our initial restriction in preparation for vaccination that were yet available during 2020 and early 2021.
Although Raymond agrees with the transition, he however emphasized that everyone must practice self-discipline and take part in curbing the spread of the virus together.
This relaxation, however, is not absolute. We are still required to wear face masks in confined spaces, namely the office and public transport. Outdoors in general shall see a more relaxed business and social activity environment. I myself do agree with the reminder that people who have symptoms of coughing or are not feeling well should, by their own efforts and social responsibilities, mask up to prevent a risk of further breakout.
Right, as the country shifts to develop recovery measures, the debate on the Standard Operating Procedures SOP changes, with some calling them suitable, some opposing, while others prefer to remain right in the middle. According to the announcement by Khairi Jamaluddin on Wednesday afternoon, it is official that the use of face masks outdoor will be optional starting Sunday, May 1st. In addition, the scanning of the MySejahtera code when entering a premise is no longer required. Face masks are still mandated in an indoor setting, and physical distancing is not necessary.
Many are anticipating the announcement of further relaxation of SOPs by the Ministry of Health on Wednesday, April 27th. With high hopes, Ezra Lu Zi, a businessman, expressed that he believes it is due time for new relaxations of the SOPs to be introduced.
I think we're quite prepared. Most of it is just, it's quite normal already. It's almost like common cold COVID. I think it's good. I think it's good that we are moving towards more of a more open country again. Following what the world is doing as well. I think it's really good because there's a sense of normalcy coming back.
Carol Tong, an entrepreneur, said that death rates are declining coupled with the high vaccination rates, which is a suitable time to ease the SOPs.
I think we are very prepared to welcome the new SOPs because the death rate is not that high anymore, and also with all the fully vaxxed, so there will not be a lot of the fatalities will not be so high.
When asked about their thoughts on what SOPs should or should not be implemented, a businesswoman, Mabel Tang, said she contemplates about the need of the MySejahtera application.
Like the scanning of the MySejahtera, yeah, it kind of doesn't work that well, I guess, because some people don't really report their symptoms.
Additionally, Lu seconded that idea.
Not really any need for MySejahtera since it's already a norm, and the SOP also makes it so. MySejahtera is kind of redundant.
Looking at the relaxation of face masks outdoor in Singapore, Sarawakians wonder if there will be a good measure for Sarawak to follow.
I think we should maintain the mask. I think it's good when we're indoors, and social distancing has to be maintained.
However, Tong expressed that face masks are still important, especially indoors, as well as the maintenance of social distancing should continue to be implemented. Meanwhile, Tang believes face masks are still necessary due to the lower rate of vaccinations in children and elderly.
So like if it's for leisure or recreational, I guess it's fine to take off our masks, yeah. But then if it's like in a crowded area, I guess I would still, I think that it's better to wear our mask still in the crowded areas, considering that there are still kids and some elderly who haven't had their vaccinations. Yeah.
With that, we, the public, must note that the SOP serves as a reminder for us to not fall into complacency as we still battle with COVID-19. We ought to care for ourselves and others as we head into normalcy once again. My name is Moika Shimizu with videographer Aziz for TVS.
Welcome back. Now, the Royal Malaysia Police Force PDRM Sarawak contingent will be deploying its forces to 56 accident-prone areas in conjunction with the Hari Raya celebration next week. This is somewhat inevitable, said Sarawak Police Commissioner Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri, as more vehicles would be present on the road, not only moving between districts but also between divisions.
Kita jangka ada pertambahan tetapi tak boleh nak berapa persentage dengan kadarnya kita kata dapat mengurangkan kadar kemalangan tu.
Azman spoke during the launching ceremony of Op Selamat 18 by the PDRM Sarawak contingent at a shopping mall in Kuching on Thursday. Themed Safe Home, Safe Arrival at Destination will be implemented for 10 days from April 29 to May 8, which will focus on two main objectives.
Kaedah penguasaan dan operasi yang akan digunakan pakai adalah berbentuk serampang dua mata dengan memfokuskan dua perkara iaitu mencegah jenayah pecah rumah dan meminimumkan kemalangan jalan raya.
The 56 hotspots are located as followed: 4 in Miri, 3 in Kuching, Bau, Betong, Kota Semarahan and Bintulu, 2 hotspots in Padawan, Sri Aman, Lubuk Antu, Seratok, Serike, Meradong, Kanowit, Sibu, Mukah, Dalat, Kapit, Belaga, Marudi, Lawas and Simunjan respectively, while 1 hotspot in areas such as Lundu, Julau, Daro, Song, Tatau, Limbang and Serian. Azman further stated that the operation will involve a total of 28 district police headquarters, which will be tasked to monitor and patrol the hotspots involving 36 federal roads and 20 state roads.
Now, police raided an unlicensed KTV along Jalan Chana, which led to the arrest of 2 men. Kuching District Police Chief ACP Asman Baja said the duo were identified to be the manager and the caretaker of the premises. Investigation papers were opened and the case will be investigated under Section 5 in Bracket 1 of the Entertainment Ordinance 2000, as both men failed to issue any form of trading or entertainment centre license. If convicted, both suspects may be compounded to 20,000 ringgit or 5 years in jail, or both. Currently, the suspects are remanded for 4 days from April 28th to May 1st. And that's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. My name is Muhammad Yusuf. Have a good day ahead.